Okay, just so that you can all think on your feet. Flash from CNN breaking news just a few minutes ago. President Obama said today he is elevating the Small Business Administration to a cabinet-level agency. Details to follow. What are your thoughts about that? We'll start at this end and go down.
One, I can't see that really happening. It's a good scenario. Oh, it just happened. Oh my gosh. Well, see, that's an unexpected event. That's politics. It's stranger than truth. But I think we have too many cabinet level positions. I think we have too much bureaucracy. We're already spending $6 billion a day that we don't have, that we can't afford. If we quit spending on the national credit card right now and started paying $20 billion a month on that debt, it would take over 65 years for us to pay it off without interest. That's why they're artificially keeping your interest low. So if you do have a business and you sell it and you put that money in the bank and try to earn some money off of CDs, they're going to eat up your principal because there's no interest to be had. So that's the problem, is government is too big already. We've got to find ways to limit it.
Thank you.
You know what? Doing that smacks of politics to me. The president wants to get reelected. He's doing everything he can to try to make it look as though he's helping small business. But let me look at it, just look at it this way. What we really need to do is to deal with things like tax reform. People in here, I don't know how many people here are small businessmen who own their own company or have an LLC. But many of you, if you earn $100,000 a year, you get taxed on that just like you get taxed as people who get $100,000 as personal income. And when most of that money is actually going back into your business, that's hurting you. What we need is policy changes, not moving the boxes around. I've been in Washington when we moved the boxes around, and you know what? The pieces are still there. I mean, I did that. I was involved with that when the Nixon administration was in power. And you know, moving the boxes doesn't help us. What helps us is getting changes in the policy. So, what was the question? Is the question, do I think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
Your comments.
I think it doesn't make any difference.
Thank you.
Well, SBA is definitely like high on my agenda to address. For the president to move SBA to a cabinet level, I mean, that's insanity. I mean, the government cannot be involved in the free market. Bottom line, matter of fact, you got to get out of the financing world. I mean, I think that SBA, that need to be broken back to the states. Well, take it to the state level. I think states should have some type of small business deal to help businesses. I think that they are more able to address the condition and demographics of actually really loaning money. I don't think federal government can. The bottom is broken and, on that aspect of things. If the president wanted to make law, I tell people this all the time, he should have stayed in the Senate. Bottom line.
I said earlier today that government is too big and it exercises too much control over your lives. I stand by that comment. Sadly, government got bigger today. Government is not the solution to small business. Government needs to get out of the way so that small businesses, the economic engines of our country, can continue to employ people. Government needs to get out of the way and keep taxes low and keep regulations low so that small businesses will prosper. You know, instead of creating a new cabinet office today, I wish that President Obama would have signed permission for the XL Keystone Pipeline to come to this congressional district so that we can create jobs in our area and lead this country to energy independence. That's what we need. Government is not the solution, it is the problem. That's my answer.
Thank you.
Let me tell you what that headline means. That headline means that we're moving closer and closer to socialism. They are going to regulate what you guys do. That's what that headline means. Let me tell you a quick story. When my mom and dad filed for immigration in 1963, we didn't get our papers until 1967. In 1967, 3 military guys came to our house and they did an inventory of our house. They came back 2 weeks later to make sure that we didn't give our property away or we didn't sell it. You know why? Because they owned it all. We came with nothing. We came with 2 changes of clothes because the government was everything. Castro took over with power and force. Our government right now is taking over with fiat, political fiat, laws, and executive orders that are taking our rights away. Guys, when I go to Congress, I'm going to stay on the halls of Congress and I'm going to say, enough is enough. That's what's happening. That headline means more government control over your lives. We can't allow it, guys. We cannot allow it.
3.5 years, and that's the best that they can do to cut government and cut spending and create jobs. That's the shame in all of this. I don't know how shuffling chairs on the deck of the Titanic or moving boxes, as Bill says, is going to fix the problems our country has. What we have is a leadership crisis. And our leaders don't know how to lead, or they don't want to lead, one or the other. And they've forgotten who they work for. We need to send leaders to Congress, to Washington, to remember who they work for and to get things done. That's not fixing the problem.
Gina, how many paid people, or how many people do you think we have here today?
We have 140.
140.
We were expecting 120. So
Darn. If we only had a few more, we'd have as many as Obama has czars. You know, he has just stacked czars that are not elected people, that are not accountable to us. Here's another example with yet another czar. I was glad to hear Jay speak about leadership. When I was on the floor of the House, Representative Island will tell you this last session, my district preceding the session, I said they did not want me to support the current Speaker of the House. And I did the hard thing, did I not, Representative? I stood up and said, my district does not want me to support the Speaker of the House. And so I made that public, and it was hard, it was tough. But I felt like I needed to be enough of a leader to stand up and speak out. And you need somebody to go to Washington, D.C. to do that. I'm not afraid to do it. I have a track record of doing it. It's not going to be Small Business Administration cabinet level. It's going to be big government, big business administration cabinet level. It's another end run around Congress. And I don't think you want that. I don't want that. And I will not stand for that.
Well, it's definitely another move towards the Obama administration taking over another piece of what's near and dear to all of our lives, and that is small businesses. Small businesses are what drives this economy. And if we, as a people, let our government take over that, then we have lost what our Declaration of Independence has given us, and that is the right to tell our government how it should operate, not for the government to tell us how we operate. And I, for one, would oppose and would do everything within Congress's power to get other Congress people involved and make sure that this SBA does not remain a cabinet level position, especially Lord willing, we get a Republican president who will get rid of it, but if the worst happens and Obama stays in the presidency, we have to work against that, because what he promised us in 2008 was that he would create more jobs, lower unemployment. Just the opposite has happened. We have the highest unemployment rate, sustained unemployment rate in our country's history. He also promised us that he would do a whole lot of things to create hope and change, and right now you see his despair and hopelessness. We have got to take back this country for small businesses of this world. My parents were one, I had one. Many of us up here have worked with small businesses and or been involved in a small business, and this is one step towards bigger government and more onerous regulations on what drives this economy, what drives jobs in this country, especially in this district.
Candidates, thank you for being here today, and audience, thank you.
Let's give Ben a round of applause for conducting that. Let's give the Fremont House and the staff a round of applause for not having chicken. Thank you for coming, and I'd like to leave everybody with 2 words. Go Texans.